Technology marches onward, and in Simcoe, Japanese-owned company Toyotetsu welcomes us into their plant and reveals a few secrets as to why some automobiles have such a smooth ride.
Hello, welcome to TTCA. TTCA에 요거소.
Automotive suspension has come a long way since those early days and bumpy, bone-rattling rides. Thank the innovators, like the folks at Toyotetsu Canada, who have developed a control arm, an integral part of your vehicle's suspension that keeps your wheels on the ground at all times, making for a more comfortable ride. There are two different control arms on this Toyota RAV4, one for the right side and another for the left side of the vehicle. Current production for the company is also focused on the Lexus RX.
You will find a lower control arm on every vehicle, basically made today. Some have an upper control arm. Every vehicle has a lower control arm. And that's a stamped steel part, of course. We'll form it. We will then shape it, weld it, coat it, and then we'll insert some bushings, which gives it that relationship to the vehicle and the suspension. So the control arm really is an integral part of your vehicle.
Toyotetsu's story began in Japan in 1946 and continues to build a legacy through its company mantra of, "We challenge ourselves to dream with courage and enthusiasm to change." It is now a global powerhouse auto parts supplier, and for the Simcoe facility, the company's primary customer is Toyota. The plant produces stamped and welded components for the automotive industry by taking coiled steel that has been shipped in from all over the world and running it through presses and welders to manufacture the control arm.
What we produce are all the parts that you don't see on the car, all the support members, all the structural beams, everything except the skin. The skin is made housed generally at Toyota facilities. So everything underneath that, we produce that at our Toyotetsu plant.
Manufacturing at Toyotetsu Canada, or TTCA, starts with steel, and while it's sourced globally, 70% coming into the building is sourced from Ontario. The coil is put on what's called a blanking press, which creates, you guessed it, blanks. That steel is then processed into square or rectangular pieces. Those steel pieces are then placed into a large C-class transfer press, a big piece of equipment bearing upwards of 3,500 tons of pressure. That precise pressure allows the press to quickly form the steel blank into the general shape of either side of the control arm. Those two halves combine together to make one arm. Once a team member welds them with a very long, intricate MIG weld. After the parts are welded together with a few more components, they're sent out to one of the company's partners to be coated. The purpose of that coating is for longevity and corrosion resistance. As you can imagine, the control arm, close to the ground, is subject to a harsh environment. Once the parts return to the plant, they are processed further in what's called an assembly cell, where bushings are inserted. The bushings are the connection points between the wheel and the frame of your car. Once it's welded in and processed, the arm goes out of the plant to be painted. The current RAV4 production is around 1,900 vehicles per day in Ontario, and Toyotetsu makes the upper and lower, left and right arms per vehicle. That's 3,800 arms, non-stop every day. It's a fast pace, but for Toyotetsu, it's safety first.
There are inspections at every stage and every step. in our company. So from when we receive the steel to make sure it's the right thickness, right consistency, right dimensions, to when it's formed to make sure all of our surface locations and dimensions are sound. After welding, every part is visually inspected 100% by our team. And then of course a sample of those parts are taken and confirmed dimensionally, and then of course for weld integrity. Every run will consist of parts that are destructed and cross-cut to confirm that there's proper penetration so that we can guarantee proper quality.
The Simcoe plant broke ground in 2007 with 100 team members. Today, Toyotetsu employs over 1,000 people. Simcoe is a rural town surrounded by Norfolk's dominant business, agriculture. So why set up here?
One is the proximity to our primary customer, which is in Cambridge and Woodstock, Ontario. That was number one. It's about a 45-minute drive away, so we're close, but far enough away. And the second reason, arguably the most important reason, is the work ethic of the renowned population that is Norfolk County. We're in Ontario's garden, and as such, the strong work ethic is something that we wanted to be a part of.
Toyotetsu Canada strives to drive the automotive industry with a steady control arm, proudly made in Ontario.
Thank you. See you again. Bye.